Hello and welcome to the Unnamed Sports Show's NBA recap here on the Sports Talk Line Network, where we talk sports 24/7, 365. Tonight, the Dallas Mavericks would take on the top seed in the East when they tipped off against the Philadelphia 76ers. Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons would look to build on their 21-11 record and increase their lead in the Eastern Conference. The Dallas Mavericks were without Kristaps Porzingis and trying to keep pace in the West, sitting at 15-15. If you missed any of the game, make sure to check out the full highlights for the Sports Talk Line Network. Let's get right into the first quarter. The 76ers came out shooting hot from beyond the arc as Joel Embiid would start things off before Danny Green would push it to an early 6-0 lead with this three. Not to be outdone for the Dallas Mavericks, Josh Richardson would cut into things for the Mavericks, but another three by the 76ers, this time Seth Curry, and things were back up to 6. Dallas was forced to call a timeout to regroup, and Josh Richardson would get a nice scoop shot to go for a layup before Dorian Finney-Smith would hit his own from beyond the arc. The Mavericks were closing the gap thanks to both teams shooting under 40% to start the game. Jalen Brunson would nail not one but 2 threes, and the Mavericks got their first lead of the game sitting 15-13. With 3.5 to go, Danny Green would miss a 3, but Joel Embiid would get the offensive rebound and find Curry, who would knock down his second 3 of the first quarter. Both teams were cold from the floor, but Josh Richardson would hit a jumper and get fouled in the process to make the and one. Both teams were getting the easy 3-point plays to end the first quarter as Dwight Howard would get 2, including this one to push the lead to 23-20 for the 76ers. Doncic would get fouled on a 3-point attempt and hit 2 of the 3, and that's how the quarter would end with Philadelphia up 23-20. Both teams were shooting terrible, and Philadelphia was taking advantage of it. Let's head on to second quarter action. After Shake Milton would extend things with an easy 2, Dwight Howard would show his defensive side with a nice block on Dwight Powell. Simmons would take it back coast to coast for the easy layup, and after the inbound was fumbled, Dwight Howard was able to throw it down to push the lead to 29-22. A quick timeout, and Luka Doncic would finally hit his first field goal and get fouled in the process. With no Kristaps Porzingis, offense was hard to come by, and Ben Simmons was exploiting them on the inside as he got an uncontested slam before Jalen Brunson was able to pick on Tobias Harris in the post for an easy 2. Hardaway would hit a 3 to cut the lead to 33-32, but that's as close as Dallas would get in the half. Furkan Korkmaz would get into the action off a missed Embiid 3, and Embiid would extend the lead back to 5 with an easy 2 on the inside. Philadelphia would start to run away with things thanks to Seth Curry 3, and then a steal by Ben Simmons, who would find Joel Embiid for the easy flush. The 76ers were up 52-35, and Embiid would hit his second 3 of the half before Seth Curry would drop a nice baseline floater. The Mavericks would make a bit of a push at the half thanks to Tim Hardaway Jr., who was trying to provide the offense himself. He hit a 3 at the end of the shot clock. Not to be outdone, Luka Doncic, who had struggled shooting in the first half, would hit a long-range 3 to end things, and the 76ers had a 59-43 lead. They were shooting just 43%, but that was fine as Dallas was shooting an abysmal 37% and only 5 of 14 from 3. Let's get to some second half action. By Willie Cauley-Stein basically summed up the Mavericks' evening before Mike Scott would hit a 3 from the corner to bring the lead to 91-70. Cue the Dwight Howard show for the 76ers. He would throw down a huge slam with 8:14 to go. And after a Korkmaz 3, things were kind of getting out of hand. Howard would get another 2, part of his 14 points on the evening, before Korkmaz would get another 3, and we basically got to garbage time as both coaches would bring on the benches. That didn't stop us from getting more Dwight Howard highlights as he would slam it home on a nice bounce pass with 4:45 to go. We ended up getting a Boban sighting to end the game as he would put back a rebound. What vert on this jump. Oh, barely got off the ground. Love to see it. Things would end with the 76ers improving to 22-11 thanks to a 111-97 victory over the Dallas Mavericks, who dropped to 15-16 on the season. Joel Embiid led all scorers with 23 points, 9 rebounds, and 4 assists, while Ben Simmons had 15 points and 7 assists. Dwight Howard had, like I mentioned, 14 points and 8 rebounds off the bench, while Seth Curry had 15 points on 3 of 3 shooting from beyond the arc. Luka Doncic started the game off quite slow, but did finish with 19 points in the loss. Josh Richardson had 11 points, while Hardaway Jr. chipped in with 12. The 76ers host the Cleveland Cavaliers on Saturday, while things do not get any easier for the Dallas Mavericks as they take on Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, James Harden, and the rest of the Brooklyn Nets on Saturday. So it's going to be an exciting second half of the NBA season. So make sure to tune into the Sports Talkline Network for all of your NBA needs and highlights. Make sure to hit the like button down at the bottom, subscribe if you already haven't, and let me know what you thought of the video. Let me know what you thought of the game. Is Joel Embiid the early front runner for this year's NBA MVP? Kind of looking like it so far. So stay tuned for more NBA recaps. I have been your host, Joshua Griffith, here on the Sports Talkline Network. Tune in next time, NBA fans.